What's up?
Podcast. In the building. After a 2-week break, Father's Day, and Cunningham went on a vacation. Oh, y'all don't mess with Jae, my bad.
Hot motherfucker.
Went on vacation. My nigga survived the DR.
Survived it.
Nobody died. Nobody had pink liquor. Nobody, buddy.
Nobody, buddy. Holy moly, throw that shot.
First time out at night. What?
What?
Alright, so first off, prayers up to the homie. Slim 400.
Yo.
Who was gunned down and
Knocked them down.
he was shot.
He was shot.
A lot of times.
He was shot. Knocked them down.
Sending love to
What you
bro.
want.
I don't, you know what I mean?
Prayers up for him, for a speedy
prayers
recovery. That's the
Prayers
homie. Or whatever.
Whole thing. That's
We
crazy.
don't need another.
I'm just glad he's
Of our
surviving through
people.
that thing, man. Yeah, it's fucked up. Especially that crew. That whole little thing, man. They don't need no more tragedies at this point. That shit is crazy.
That's crazy.
Indeed.
But yeah, prayers up to somebody. For real, bro. Speedy recovery. Praying. Shout out to All Roads Lead to Compton. Black Ink Crew, Compton. They doing a show. Please don't be a hater.
So fucking tired of this shit.
What are you tired of?
Nothing. I'm not tired of nothing. I mean,
Do you want to do a Black Ink
so as a
Oakley?
Compton, can they give me a tattoo? If they give me a tattoo.
Shout out to the homie I Am Compton. That's gonna be one of the tattoo artists on the show. He tatted my bow right here a while ago, and that is
It's a dope ass bow. You like
you
a
know
present.
he's gifted.
You feel like you present it to somebody. I don't know what you want me to do with that.
Kiss
Oh.
it.
Yeah, just put your arm back.
Okay.
That's cool.
You know what it is? It's a present.
Yeah. Oh, you got present. You gotta.
Here's your gift.
Here's your gift. There you go. You gotta unwrap that today.
I don't even
Unwrap
remember
that
last time I
thing.
got
You know what I'm saying?
a
Give it
hand
here.
job.
High
Yeah.
school.
You know,
I mean,
it probably
you know,
was high school.
it's a little added to hand jobs nowadays.
You are annoying. God. But yeah, Black Ink Crew is coming to Compton. We're about to have a Black Ink in Compton, and the homie I Am Compton is tattooing on the show. I would shout out the other people, but I don't know if they
I just want to shout out I Am Sue just because you said I Am Compton.
Hey, Sue.
My nigga.
Which was on a
Sudan.
song with a Compton artist.
And I am at a road since we're on I am.
So we
Hello.
all go I Am.
Which is a
I'm
Long
gonna
Beach
say
artist.
I Am Hakeem.
I'm
But that's not my name on Instagram. It's
Instagram.
his name.
Mm.
Anyway,
Yeah. But yeah, he did my bowl, whatever. So they about to have a Black Ink Compton.
that's cool. That's dope. It needs to spread out somewhere else. Some West Coast shit.
Yeah, it did.
That's
Very
all.
East Coast. That's a lot of things
All
that
them,
I noticed about reality TV and hip hop media and all that. It's very, very East Coast and Southern Jersey.
All that shit.
Very like
Yeah.
West Coast don't exist. Like the fuck.
and then when it
We
comes
out
to the
here.
West Coast, like it be hella Boosie. And then
Hella
you have Lil
Boosie.
Fizz and Omarion. No diss to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all some real niggas. Y'all just come to my parties and shit. Y'all didn't know y'all was coming to my parties, but y'all was coming to my parties. But I
The
want
fact
y'all to
that
know
you
that.
went is what
The
matters.
fact that they brought the show to y'all made it Boosie. And I'm not saying
We
that's-
talking about Love and Hip Hop
that y'all
Hollywood?
Boosie. Yeah, shit was weak. And then, but I don't watch none of that shit, so I might not be the person to
I
ask
can agree.
because Omarion be dancing hella much and touch. And then
You gotta touch me.
touch. Omarion got hits. Niggas ain't gonna put in the front on Omarion straight up on my mama.
You
Ain't
just
nobody-
like backhanded diss the nigga and then
But he
say,
got
"Oh,
hits
I got
though.
hits though.
But the nigga got hits. He got hits. Omarion got hits. Ain't nobody finna take that away from Omarion. Even when he was with Rick Ross and he made them two singles, them shit was slapping.
How did they
But
go?
then what fucked it up?
How did they
what
go?
fucked it up
How did they
is that
go?
he came out with
You
Rick
can't
Ross
even
that one
say
time on BET
how it
Awards,
goes.
and he was dancing and shit, and nobody wanted to see that shit.
That nigga was
Nobody
a
wanted to see. He was
fucking
dancing
lion
like Rick Ross was like, "Can you stop dancing all that shit?"
Wasn't
He was
old,
he was like,
wasn't old from when he was with Maybach Music, or is that before?
"Oh no, that's way before."
So what's the two songs he put
My
out?
Two
with
songs
that?
was he had a song with Pusha T. That shit slapped.
So how it go?
I don't know. I can't think of it off top. Yeah, that's why we have a producer on the right side. But I'm not the person to fucking think about what the fuck the songs were. You kept asking me as I was trying to explain things about Omarion and give him props, but you're trying to take it away from him at the same time. I'm trying to say that Omarion has hits. Ain't nobody finna take that away from him.
No one can take that away.
So don't try to take it away from him by trying to ask me what songs it was, because I can't remember.
Exactly.
But what can be taken away from him is his baby mama by one of his friends.
Child, if they messy as
Yeah! I'll say that.
Give us a
I'll say you have
Okay,
children.
so let me
about you.
ask you this.
What's up?
So if
Y'all know I was a preacher before.
you have, okay, let's say,
I was Muslim the whole time.
damn,
Go ahead.
actually,
What's that?
it may be a little more real life than I thought. But if you were to have an ex
Here we go.
and you had children by them, and then they start dating your band member, homie, would you be okay with that?
No.
So that's pretty shady, right? For April to be with Fizz.
Yes.
She had children with.
Hold on, wait. Is that what's happening in their lives?
Yes.
Hold on. His baby mama is with
April
Fizz?
is with Fizz.
They just moved in together.
Got a whole
Get the
house
fuck out
together.
of here.
Hey, that Millennium Tour
Fizz,
money.
go back to Richmond and start selling weed again.
Oh shit.
That's fucked up. That's not cool. You a bitch ass nigga though. On some light skin shit. He's a rich ass bitch ass nigga.
Assalamu alaikum.
That's some bitch ass shit, bro. And only because Omarion was a outcast of y'all three niggas because y'all knew each other. That's some bitch ass shit, bro. On some real shit. That's some sucker ass nigga shit. I'd damn near beat your ass if I was Omarion. I'm saying, but on some real shit, I don't know you, so we cool. I don't know, but you be in Richmond shit. If I was
On the dead homies, cuz.
on everything I love, I'd beat your ass. If I was him. But they might be
Yeah,
cool.
no, that's
They might be
shady.
cool with
Like
that shit.
I've
That's not cool.
I've never been the type of girl to like go with the homies or like be passed around through
That's
the
too
crew
close.
or a relative of a relative. Like it's too many men out in this world. So you could find one that don't know somebody that you have
Jesus
kids
Christ.
with or was damn near married to, lived with,
Bring this
and
shit. This shit is too close.
was in a group with.
So,
Like it's too
for me.
much.
April, she smashed the homie.
April, she smashed the homie. April, she smashed the homie. That's tragic.
What we
Y'all,
talking
y'all
about
should do better.
before we got on the subject? let's get
Well,
off
let's just move subject
subject.
because it's a little too close to home
Yeah,
for
that
some.
shit is crazy right
So,
there. That shit is crazy right there.
we're gonna have our
Shit.
we're gonna have our final thoughts on When They See Us because this guy over here finally watched the whole thing,
I didn't.
I'm gonna take my fat rag out for a second.
and it gets that deep. Not the
Sponsored by Bounty.
Finger rubber. So I'm gonna go ahead and speak on this really quick.
Yeah,
Because
I had to talk
we
him
brought
off
it, yeah.
the ledge. He called me like, I'm watching When They See Us. Ah. I'm like, stop watching it. Go watch the interview of all of them. I wanted him to watch the interview of everybody together because they survived. They're there.
Nope.
The actors are
Nope.
there. All the guys are there.
Doesn't
but
change anything for me.
that didn't work.
So let me tell you,
So
I couldn't watch none of it after I first watched the first episode. It's 4 episodes and it's the Oprah shit, and I couldn't watch it simply because as a black man we all go through that same shit somehow in some way in different forms. And now they went through it in an extreme level. I couldn't.
as children too.
Yeah, as children, as 14, 15-year-olds, I wouldn't know what the fuck to do. I wouldn't know because I didn't experience jail. I didn't experience I was pulled over when I was a child, like on some other shit, you know what I'm saying? So like, besides that, I didn't know nothing about that. So it kind of fucked me up to see children being picked up by, get off my phone, what's going on right now? What are you doing? To be persuaded into saying things they didn't think was supposed to be said, and
And it's crazy to witness because they do it all the time, even to adults. I'm saying this is not what happened, and you're trying to tell me to say something else, trying to scare me or punk me into some type of admission of guilt that I wasn't there. Like, I didn't do it. So, like, on the interview that I told you to watch, the Oprah part, somebody said, like, they could have at any point just stopped the whole thing. Like, none of this is making sense. These kids are all saying the same thing. Let's just let it go. And nobody decided to let it go. They just kept pushing.
And what was wild about it is that all the kids were saying the same thing. They were all saying the same story at one point. And they literally said, let's change the time. What if we switch the times? Because obviously they're lying. Like, bitch, if you don't have the correct answer in the interrogations, then you're fucked. She was trying to make a fucking case out of anything she could find. Yeah. And so what was upsetting me so much, and I was on a plane, and it's bad. The setting I decided to watch that in was just terrible. It was on a plane.
Caucasian.
Another
place.
but Caucasians, and the whole thing.
Like
I'm literally fighting back tears because in my experience, I've been beat up by the police for something I didn't do. For something that had nothing to do with me. I've been smiled at by the police when they knew they was wrong, and fake witnesses and the whole thing. I've experienced this whole thing where I was suing them. I had John Burris, who was the associate of Johnny Cochran. The whole thing. I've had this man. John Burris is the man that took over the Oscar Grant case. Okay. And Oscar Grant, I went to high school with, and I know the whole situation. And on top of that
movie had me.
Yeah, I've never seen the movie because he's a very good, I wouldn't say friend of mine, but he's a close confidant as far as I know him, and my partners are close family members of his. So overall, it was just hitting me in a different type of way.
It was a trigger.
It was a fucking trigger.
Memories and
the whole thing.
All that.
Yeah, so it really like was fucking with me. So I had to take a breath after I watched it, and I said I can't watch it no more. You told me to watch the interview part. I saw a little bit with Old Boy with the Scar. Yeah. With the Omar from The Wire, and I couldn't continue. I just couldn't fucking continue because it was way too real. It was way too personal. And it felt like I was going through what I went through before. Yeah. I was handcuffed, beat up, punched in the face. I was handcuffed, told I was an animal, told I wasn't nothing, told I was one of those people that come around here fucking shit up and keep it moving. Like, no, I literally was going to the car. I had nothing to do with none of that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then to look at the kid that was the trumpet player, and he literally just like, what everybody doing? I just want to see what everybody having fun for. The kid that was in there sleep waiting for his partner. It had nothing to do with nothing. Just in there sleep.
And he got it the worst.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I don't want to see no more. I can't watch no more.
It's very real. It's too real for a lot of people. So.
There's no amount of money that can compensate for the things that they've been through. No. And really, it hits me deep in my heart, and I can't even describe intellectually how I feel about it because it makes me so mad that I can't deal with it. So I'd rather not even talk about it. Right at this point,
because you can't put it in words.
I can't put it in words.
It's that type of feeling that's indescribable.
It's to the point.
The indescribable anger and the indescribable pain that you have to go through when you deal with something traumatic like that.
When I was in the DR, a man told me, he made me feel a certain type of way because of it. He said that when you can't intelligently figure something out, you resort to fighting. That's when you resort to other ways of expressing your anger because you can't intelligently figure out how to navigate the situation. Mm-hmm. I cannot figure out an intelligent way to navigate through that thought of feeling that way. It just makes me want to revolt.
Sometimes you're entitled to feel the way you feel because of the circumstances in the situation. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to feel mad and hurt. And people try to tell people all the time, like, well, you shouldn't feel that way, or it'll be okay, or you'll get over it. And it's like, no, I'm entitled to feel this way. I don't have to feel a different way. I'm pissed, period.
Right.
I'm pissed. I felt disrespected. And then there's a helpless feeling too, because we all know we really can't do nothing about it. So it's like all of those emotions
Right.
mixed up together. But
Right.
I mean, sometimes shit, you don't have to not feel. I encourage people to feel. I don't like when people be like, oh, you shouldn't feel that way, or you shouldn't do this. Feel everything that you're supposed to feel.
You're supposed to
we
feel.
humans. We feel everything.
How else are you
So
supposed
feel
to
that
what
shit.
else are you supposed to do besides
It's better
feel?
to feel it than to suppress it, and then it turns into something else.
Definitely.
So,
Because it could be anything else. Like when you're really in a situation where you feel like things aren't going your way completely and there's no way to get out of it, it kind of turns you into like, what else can I do? And normally violence is the answer. Violence or hurting yourself. And that's not the way, and that's where it comes into we need, especially in the black community, we need some type of psychological help. You know what I mean? We need to seek someone that can help us.
Well, you know, when you get help, the first step to getting help is
Admitting. Yeah. And
admitting that we have a problem. A lot of black people don't admit our problems.
But it's hard to admit the problem when the problem is so relevant that it's normal to you. You don't know what the problem is.
Yeah, this is true. Just like I had made a Facebook post earlier. So it's like when you're in the midst of whatever you're going through and whatever you're feeling, and you need to just get through it, you just take it one day at a time and you just do it.
Right.
And whatever you need to do to get through that day or through that problem, you just do it.
Right.
You don't even think about it. This is what I need to do. These are the steps that I need to take to get there. So this is what I'm going to do. So my Facebook post that I posted was, I thought I was happy this time last year, but I wasn't. Now compared to then, I wasn't happy. Drinking every day, just taking whatever I needed to get through the day.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
I had money stolen from me. I had a miscarriage. I was at a shop that I didn't want to be at. I was living somewhere where I didn't want to be. And it was like, I thought just because I was going through my day, making money, getting through the day, wake up, because I know I need to make money to change my situation. I got to move. I got to do this. I got to do that. Let me just go to work. And since I'm doing that, okay, well, I'm going to go turn up after work. I'm going to go to the club. I'm going to go do this just to take my mind away from this is the place I have to go home to at the end of the night. And then this is the place I have to be at early in the morning, which I don't want to do. So in the meantime, I'm about to fuck it up.
Right.
And that wasn't happiness. I was just getting through it. But that's what
Facts.
people do.
You find whatever can make you take your mind off the shit that you're going through in the meantime.
Right.
And that's what black people do. We're so minimal and the scale of life and the scale of living and the scale of fucking accomplishing things.
I love that a lot of us, and when I say us, that's what I was talking about. I don't really hang out with white people or any other race. But I like that a lot of us are starting to travel and starting to see other things.
Yeah.
Like the homie Clipper Darrell just got his passport.
Yeah.
I don't even know his age. I don't know if he's like in his late 40s or 50s or whatever, but it's like a lot of us are just now starting to
That's what
like
broadens your mind.
Yes.
And then you see other things and then you realize how bad people really get it. Even if you could go across the US and go from California, look at the projects, and then go to New York and look at the projects. You'd be like, damn, these motherfuckers live in fucking 40-story projects.
Yeah, our projects is
Our
like
projects,
2 stories.
2 stories, couple of border houses, some shit
Yeah.
like that. You know what I'm saying? It's a big community.
We all got houses.
It's different.
People think because growing up in Compton, it's a suburb, it's houses, that it's not ghetto.
It's
or
ghetto.
going to LA, like South Central LA, my grandmother, I grew up over there on 43rd and Avalon, and then I grew up on the other side on 43rd and Hoover. Like I used to bus from Menlo Elementary School. Menlo is off of Martin Luther King and Figueroa. You know what I'm saying? That's ghetto as fuck. You got a whole prestigious university in the middle of the hood, USC, right?
Right.
But people think because, oh, y'all got a front yard and a backyard and it's a nice house and you didn't grow up in the hood. Bullshit.
Yeah.
You know how many times I walked up in my house coming from wherever I was coming from and there's somebody shot in front of my shit? Like,
I used
My
to
mama
think
had to watch people across the street like get fucking shot and
when
killed.
I came to LA, I thought because most y'all got more houses than we do. in the
Yeah,
town.
and some people think, oh, it's
Y'all
a
got
suburb, it's
way
nice.
more
like,
houses.
No,
Like, I
just 'cause
couldn't
this
tell-
grass is green don't mean this shit's sweet
I couldn't
over
tell
here.
that Carson was a mostly black mostly black area. I couldn't tell. I just saw houses.
It's the upper
All
middle
I saw was
class
houses.
black
So,
area.
but it took me a while to realize we got hella houses in the town too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But the main strips is like apartments. You know what I mean? So I always lived in an apartment my entire life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when I seen things, I was like, when I would go other
I was
places.
so naive to that shit. I used to want to live in an apartment so bad as a child.
Nah, I wanted listen
Mommy, we
because
gonna live in an apartment.
I lived in a-
thought
I
I was
lived-
gonna have like a gang of friends.
I lived
and
around the
shit.
corner. I always lived around the corner from the hood.
Yeah.
My mom was a paralegal. So I always lived around the corner from the hood. My mom had bread. I would have $20 a day to go to Mosswood. You know what I mean? So I would go $20 a day. I'm like, I didn't know how big that was when I was a kid. My mom slept me down $20. She's paying $7.50 for rent. You know what I mean? Like it was solid. You know what I mean?
Braid hair for lunch money.
Yeah, but I didn't know how fucking privileged I was at that time. It's to know that living around the corner from the hood was living in the suburbs.
My mom works for the county. My mom worked for the GAIN program. The GAIN program is what gave people food stamps. Showing my age, we had food stamps back then. And when the big
Real life.
earthquake came, the Northridge earthquake came, even she had got food stamps. I was excited. I wanted to go to the store immediately. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, we got food stamps. Because all my friends, like even though we grew up the way we grew up, my friends literally around the corner, their mamas was on food stamps.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Food stamps, that's what's fucked up about that's what's fucked up about
that's
us.
what I learned about Section 8. Like me and my friends signed up for Section 8 just for fun in high school. I literally got
Being
accepted in 2013.
on-
I graduated high school in 2000.
Being on food stamps is a privilege.
That was the hood shit
That's
to do.
that's
I
some
was like,
dope
I
shit.
want some
Nigga,
food
I can go get
stamps.
some free food, nigga. Yes, nigga, give me the half. Give me the half for that one. You know what I'm saying? Give me 50 cents to
My
the
mom
dollar.
worked for the GAIN
Off
program,
time.
so she could not get food stamps. She had a regular job, but we lived paycheck to paycheck. And I for sure used to come home sometimes with the lights out. I'll have to go in her drawer,
Man.
get the check,
Check
call
it
the
out.
people. She like, say, give them this much. Like, that's,
But-
that's just
but-
growing up in the hood,
But
though.
let me-
But to the point that you're saying about traveling and then when you see how other people live and see how good we really have it, we're all from California.
Yeah.
We really, even though Compton is the hood, San Bernardino's the hood,
Like I
Oakland's
was
the
trying to tell
hood,
you, go ahead.
our areas are nice. And a lot of the
In the U.S.,
A
there's
lot
some
of
shit
the-
that's looking real bad.
But a lot of the disparity comes from, a lot of it came really from the drug area, from the
Yeah,
crack
from
area.
the
Sure.
80s.
Because in these areas that I just named that we are from, there were a lot of our families came out and were working in factories, they had good jobs.
Yeah.
And then a lot of these things closed and then the crack area hit.
Right.
And it affected us very hard because California was a pipeline.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And everyone in California was in some way, shape, or form affected by it.
Yeah.
But Compton, if you go to Compton, Compton is beautiful. Until you realize every time you cross the street, you're in a different
hood.
gang area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's
Facts.
stuff like that. But then you go down to Louisiana, or I just recently was in Atlanta. I was and I went to Bankhead, I was in the Bluff. It looks bad.
It looks
In LA, you gotta go to the east side for it to look bad.
Yeah.
This the thing.
You know what
so
I mean?
like being out here, being in Las Vegas right now, right? I
I
look
gotta
at the
take it to
hoods
the
that they got out
hoods.
here. I'll go to the hoods. I've seen it looks like slums. I'm like, this look bad. This look bad, but don't look bad like East Oakland. East
Right.
Oakland looks terrible.
Yeah.
Like there ain't no trash out here. That's the thing about Vegas. It ain't no trash on the grounds. It ain't filled up like niggas throw shit on the ground. It looks terrible.
But at the end of the day, that's on us because East Oakland,
No, for
minus
sure.
the trash and stuff like that,
Yeah.
is a beautiful place.
No, but that's what I'm saying about looking at New York, looking at Chicago, looking at even the areas that are in the areas that we're surrounded by. If we look at Chicago, New York, even Miami, Dade County areas and all that shit, and you look at Liberty City and all that shit looks fucking bad.
Yeah.
Like when you go there, you're like, oh shit,
I'm
there
in
can't
the
be,
hood for real.
yeah, there can't be running water here. There can't be. There's no fucking possible way.
That's
and then you
crazy.
look, and then you go back to the town, and you go to West Oakland, where it used to be popping, where it used to be like, this shit is terrible. The shit is where all the white people are right now.
Yeah.
And they found out, nah, this is fucking gold right here. You're tripping.
Yeah, they always
You're
go
tripping.
money.
This shit been gold the
So
entire
that
time.
goes to-
Y'all just didn't know it was gold.
That goes to when I watched the movie last night, The Last Black Man in San Francisco.
Yeah, I
he
need to
was
watch
trying
that.
to hold on to this house that he grew up in. And he was he told his friend, I don't know if the boy was autistic or whatever, but he was very, very talented. He was an artist, beautiful drawings. And he convinced his friend that his grandfather owned this house and built it from the ground up. Now, in San Francisco, looking at that movie, because I've never been before.
Say it again. Go
And
ahead.
I want to
Tell me
go
what it is.
to that street, that wine like that.
I'll let you know. You don't want to go there no more because they got a toll now. But,
toll on the street.
They just started.
But just looking
They just
at looking at where they shot in San Francisco, the architecture is beautiful there. Like that house, and you could just in LA, when you know that this is like a LA style house, you got the hardwood floors, you got the arches in there, you got all type of different textures on the house inside and out. It was dope.
So the Venetians in
beautiful.
San Francisco are worth so much money at this point.
The Venetians.
The Venetians, the fucking.
And a lot of it is, see, they displaced us to these areas, way back when. And then, we ran them down. Let's be honest. We ran a lot of these areas down. But even within that, like in the 60s, like where Nipsey from, if you go on the overhills and stuff, it's beautiful.
In the dimes.
Beautiful. Then, like the
And,
dimes.
If you're not in any hood if you go up the street, around the corner, and up the hill,
It's
and there's
always
black
nice.
people there, shit's fucking beautiful.
It's nice.
Every single fucking
But look,
time.
Then you go down the hill, go down La Brea, and go into Inglewood.
You right in the hood.
You would never know
Never
Inglewood
know.
was as dangerous as it is. Inglewood is beautiful.
Beautiful. Inglewood is fucking beautiful. I would never know.
You-
There's parts of Inglewood when
What
I
is
go
that,
into that
velvet?
shit, I would never know that I was in the hood.
And I say that to say they understand the value of it all. That's why now our grandparents and stuff that own homes and that were living paycheck to paycheck, like you
Yeah.
say y'all did and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like now they're like, oh, you guys been living paycheck to paycheck for so long. Let's offer them a lump sum of money, get this property.
them out.
And then now we complain about gentrification, but it's on us.
We need to
And it's on the people from our community that get some level of affluence,
So
like
what-
the homies that become rappers and get
drug
money.
dealers.
So to bring
And
it down a
then-
little bit, to make it a little more simple, the people that have their grandparents that have houses, and you got that grandma that has a house in the hood, and you always claim that house because no matter where the fuck you live, you from that
grandma
hood.
always
It don't
gonna be
matter
there,
where your grandma
period.
stay. Where your grandma stay.
43rd
That's where my
Avenue.
grandma stay. That's where I'm from. You know what I'm talking about? So I'm always from a part of Cincinnati because my grandma. That's where my
Sidebar,
grandma's
I
house
had
was.
told a chick,
So
I had told a chick this one time. This girl I used to hang out with when I lived in Vegas the first time in 05. And she used to hang out with all type of random niggas. She was weird as fuck to me. And I'm like, listen, I was like, I know you from Vegas. I said, but I'm from LA. I said, you go to high school, elementary, daycare with these motherfuckers. I said, you know where their mama stay, where their grandmama stay, where their homeboy stay at, where their homeboy mama stay at, and where they hang out at on the block. I said, you don't even know these people from a can of paint. But that's how our culture is from LA. You know where somebody is going to be always. They grandmama house, they mama house.
but that's the
This,
hood.
this is my
Yeah,
point.
that's that
though.
hood
This
shit,
is my
though.
point though. It's on us and it's on the people from our communities that get some type of money or affluence
To understand, keep that shit.
To understand the value of ownership.
Of
It's
land.
bigger. This country was founded on the ownership of land. If we want equality, if we want the police to treat us right, we want things like this, we need to become
this simple.
owners. And
It's
then
this
we
simple.
need to become.
It's this simple. What do we always ask for? What is the fucking reparations that we're asking for? 40 acres and a mule.
That's ownership.
That's ownership. That's all that is.
But
That's
we give up
making
our
sure,
ownership
yeah,
for money. And
because
money is temporary satisfaction.
temporary and it's
Instant gratification.
instant gratification.
And then we lose in the long run.
Yeah, so nobody understands that though, and the sacrifice isn't there for us as black people because we're thinking about how we can survive. A lot of that is about survival. So a lot of people that are living in poverty, or living in the hood, or living in or don't have the car that they want, or don't have the fucking jewelry that they want, whatever the fuck, they say, oh, $40,000, I'm not gonna be able to do that because my credit's fucked up. So let me figure that out. Let me do this shit. I done did this shit. So let's figure it out. Okay, oh, fuck it. I can go get a new car. Finally, I can get a new car because I can't get back to forth to work. So it's like, sometimes it's a necessity, and I'm not saying that that's a good thing. I'm saying that that's a condition that we've been planted in. So it always, like I said at the beginning,
the biggest thing.
Whenever
instead of saying, okay, well now my credit right, let me go find a small piece of property that I could build on, or let me go open a business, or I get what you're saying.
And then so like I said, the always when you talking to me, it will always go to systematic relationship repression.
How long can that be the excuse though?
But listen,
that's true
and we
too.
have the means.
It can't. Like I understand that.
It takes a sense of community, is what it is.
It does,
and that's what we don't have. We don't have solidarity
that's
to where we educate each other. We are on the same.
But now, if you think but now, what you think about this?
That's
though?
like if all four of us put in 5 racks and go get a Chick-fil-A.
Facts.
And then we take the proceeds from that and open another one and someone else.
And that's how it's supposed to go.
But the fact about that is, at the end of the day, the core and the soul of black people, neither one of us is going to trust one of the other with $5,000.
And everybody wants to be boss.
Everybody wants to be a boss.
Oh yeah, that's my Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I got a Chick-fil-A over there.
Let me tell you, I'll give you 5 racks for a Chick-fil-A. Don't call me until my check is on the way. I don't want to know nothing about it. I don't need to know what it looked like. I don't need to know what was on the menu. I don't need to know nothing. That's the type of owner I am. I would invest in it and just get my shit back.
We've systematically been conditioned to like material things, to not have things of substance, and to look, me.
And nothing that always have a competition overpower one another. Instead of working together in order to become that fist, instead of becoming that handout, you know what I'm saying?
I can break each one of your fingers individually.
But you can't fuck with me. You can't fuck with my fist. So this is
my fist. Bam. So hashtag.
You can't fuck with my fist.
That's a good one too.
Can't fuck with my fist.
Can't fuck with my fist. But hashtag black men don't cheat.
Okay.
Facts.
This is very true.
Big facts.
This is
hashtag black men don't cheat.
I mean, it's true. Like, I mean, in my case, it's like very true. Like,
so Lil Duval and Charlamagne the God as like my big cousin in my head. I'm gonna be Charlamagne one day. He's my favorite. Besides Joe Budden.
I started fucking with Cuz. He
But him and Lil Duval have a record together, of course, which started off jokes. Black men don't cheat. So now it's a whole song. They just shot the whole video. So what are your thoughts on hashtag black men don't cheat? What has been the reaction?
The reaction has been that I've seen is that a lot of black women have been like, oh, black men do cheat. What type of bullshit is this? And my thing is, it's like, yes, black men do cheat. Look at me. Give me this. Which one am I? Walking camera 2? One. Black men do cheat, right? Black women do cheat. People cheat. Shut the fuck up. So this is the thing. Like this song, just like any other song or any other theological reasoning or anything that you bring out there, it's to bring a thought process out there. Now I'm not saying that they're thinking that far. I'm not saying that they're thinking that far. I'm saying that it's a play on the joke, and then it's a song, and then it comes about like that. First of all, it shouldn't be a conversation. This shit shouldn't be a conversation. This is terrible. Like, why are we fucking talking about this? Why are you making this so serious? So I've seen a lot of women make this very fucking serious. Oh my God, this is bullshit. Oh my God, oh shit, niggas be cheating. Oh my God. And it's like, okay, we get it. Like, but y'all cheat too. Now, facts, big facts. So like, my thing is like, this could be, so with music controls us at this point in civilization, right?
Yes, content.
And people say, yeah, content controls us. So it could be a way to say something that makes, and this is what Lil Duval said, that can change the narrative on how black men think about relationships. And it could be, it can't be. You could be, you be in a relationship and you don't fuck with somebody and you want to fuck somebody else. You don't fuck with them. Like, but that's life. But don't take this song and make it hella serious to the point where it's like, be happy that somebody's putting a song out to say black men do not cheat on their significant others. Be happy about that. Take that and run with it and hope that that's the truth.
I feel like,
what the fuck?
I feel like, she's about to be mad.
Ooh.
They about to be big.
Ooh-wee.
They already know they mad.
That's why I joined the show. 'Cause otherwise,
I don't agree with the women who disagree with the song. Like you said, it's creating a new narrative for sons and for men around the United States, wherever they play the fucking song at. So the world, Craig. So it's like, okay, so would you rather men or your sons continue to like fuck bitches, get money?
Yes.
absolutely.
Than to have, you know, a positive message. I see, the thing that I like about it is I saw a lot of boys, a lot of young boys singing along
That's my biggest
to the
point.
record. And it was so cute. It was a video of a kid and he was like, black men don't cheat. And his dad was like, well, what do you mean by that? What does that mean to you? And he was like, well, when you go and you take a test and they're not supposed to cheat. And I was like, that's so dope. Because that could be instilled in that way too. Like just cheating and just being untruthful across the board. Like, why not teach your children and show men a different perspective that black men don't cheat?
Why is it such a thing for black women to want to bash black
To
men
be mad as fuck
quickly?
and for no fucking reason.
Hold on, let me tell you why.
And I ask you because I've seen you publicly defend it. Like, not defend women doing that, but defend black men from women doing that.
Yes. And I'm going to always defend black men because I have wonderful black men in my life that, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying all black men are angels and y'all stupid, y'all doing dumb shit. But
Facts.
at the end of the day, like, how could you not defend a black man? Period.
We're supposed to build each other, not
Thank
break
you.
each other.
So this is what
So
we
to
do.
answer your question, what was the question?
Why are black women and even on the inverse of that? Why are we so quick to want to bash each other, black men, black
Because
women, and
bitches
vice
love
versa?
to be bitter about nothing.
Hold on, I'm gonna move the camera over here because I feel like it's systematic.
It's systematic as a motherfucker. It feels.
Bitches love to be bitter for no reason. I've been cheated on, right? I've been cheated on. Beyonce been cheated on. Cardi B been cheated on. Ain't nobody above getting cheated on. It don't matter how cute you is, how much money you have, how successful you are. If a nigga want to cheat, the nigga gonna cheat. But why not accept that there's a movement going around that's promoting, joke or not, for men to not cheat.
To be faithful.
And I want to say this. Do you want to know part of the reason why black men specifically
Hold
cheat?
on, hold that thought. So you want to sit around and listen to fuck bitches, get money.
all good
I got
because
hoes,
bitches all
I got
day.
hoes, I got this. I'm
But
pimping
this is
bitches.
the issue.
I'm pimping bitches. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. So you can twerk. So you can twerk your little ass to it and sing along to it. But then when you go home and your nigga is really in real life cheating on your ass. When your man is real life cheating on your ass, you want to come to somebody as a woman. You want to do all this weird ass shit instead of checking your nigga who shouldn't be cheating anyway. So now you have a song that's promoting this man to sit in a car, listen, be like, damn, maybe I shouldn't be cheating. Maybe I should fucking honor my queen and respect my family, take care of my kids and do all this. You rather him not do that? So you gonna complain because you've been cheated on before? We all been cheated on before. So that means you're not supposed to change your behavior and grow and teach your sons something different. You also need to teach your sons how to wipe their dick when they pissing. So they can stop coming in these little girls with this little pissy dick. You need to teach them that too.
Can we stop and give Jae a round of applause?
Oh, good Lord, yes. She deserves it. Yeah.
And that was the answer right there. That's part of the reason why it's in our culture. Like we We're taught to do that. We're taught, oh, nigga, I got bitches.
You supposed to have all the girls on the block. Yeah, till your dick burning.
All some real side shit.
And so for them to make a song to try to change the culture of that, it should be supported universally amongst our culture.
Should be supported.
Because then it changes the narrative, like you both said, changes the narrative, and then it's like, okay, this is how we supposed to go about it. Not I fuck his bitch, your bitch,
none of us.
So it ain't cool for us. It's cool for us to talk that shit. It's cool for us to talk about fucking everybody's bitch and doing all that shit. But it's cool about talking about not doing it. Now I had somebody hit. I hit somebody, and I was like, hey, I hit up some life all out shit. Like they was kind of bashing the song, and I'm like, if this song applies to anyone, it don't apply to me because I didn't cheat on anybody that I've dealt with.
Right.
Because I don't. You know what I mean? But I said, plus, honestly, we know this isn't an overall true statement for sure, right? But to put this out there can change the narrative of make black men appreciate y'all more and try to stay monogamous in the relationship. It's not about the surface level of the song.
Right.
The song alone can change what the youngsters think about relationships because they don't know. They just singing a fucking song.
And that's what I was saying too.
Engraves in their fucking head. And now they're like, black men don't cheat. And if they fuck around and cheat, they're like, damn, that shit kind of stuck in my head. Black men don't cheat. I fucked up.
Yeah,
like,
we didn't know.
It's just what it works. It's just how it works.
We didn't know how to be in relationships and how to handle a household and to be committed to one person, you know what I'm saying? Because the way we grew up.
Yeah, especially
you
as
had the drug era, you had the civil rights movement, all the way back to slavery when you just remove it and devaluing the man's masculinity in front of his wife and his children down to welfare when you can't be in the house and get welfare, like, so you gotta move out we can get food stamps so I can feed my kids, like all the way down to just trying to take the black man out, period. It's like now we're relearning everything to be faithful. Black men don't cheat. You know what I'm saying? Women are making money, making moves. Men used to be scared of that. Oh, my woman make more money than me. Remember that Martin episode?
Yeah.
Women make more money. My woman make more money than me. Now it's like, okay, let's get this money together. Let's do this shit together.
That's not the focus at all at this point.
And that's what that song does, and that's why I don't understand why so many bitches is mad at it. Like, I've been cheated on too. You've been cheated on. We all been cheated on. But goddamn, like, can we have some type of positive influence?
No.
Real
because what does that do?
About a nigga.
What does the positive influence do for us?
Because it's gonna give us more power.
City girls, like now, city girl, every
let them pop. Let them bitches pop. Let them pop. Let me talk about stealing from us and all the shit and doing all the bullshit.
We have to.
Let them talk about that shit.
We have to change what's cool in our culture. We gotta change. If every rapper made it cool to be with their wife and not.
And it's weird because they do.
Big booty bitches everywhere and stuff like that.
But it's so weird because they do. All the top rappers, the top 5 rappers that you
still got booty.
This is true, but that's because of the director.
No.
Hello, director. So,
but if you look at
because that's what.
But if you look at the
but not only that,
wait, let me make my point. If you look at the top 5 rappers that's out right now, if you could think of the top 5 rappers, I'm talking about charts, hits, the top 5 relevant rappers besides Drake. He probably got a secret girlfriend somewhere. Do got a baby mama though, but all of them got women and are married.
And openly have women and married that they love. And that they cherish
but
and that they earn.
But here's the double standard. You have women that do music and have to say fuck niggas, and they married with children. Beyonce, Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, City Girls.
This is my point. It's because that's what the audience wants to hear. Because that's what's cool.
They want to hear me say fuck niggas, but they want me to post my man all lovey-dovey. Like, y'all motherfuckers
let's make it cool to not do that. Let's make it cool to be with one person. Let's make it cool to lift that person up and not fuck them and get them for all their money. And then if they don't got no money,
and it's so weird because everybody does that, but in the music, they don't do it. But in real life, and we watch them on Instagram and we follow them and the Shade Room post them and all that
They
shit.
in love.
Bay watch or whatever the fuck the Shade Room be saying. Like everybody's in a relationship, but your song say fuck this nigga, I'm about to sit on this nigga face, and he finna give me all his money.
So
meet me at the bank.
let's make the music reflect real life, and what we really want to push in our community is what I'm saying.
This is
But
Let's
wait,
make it
but
cool
when has
to do it
that
right
when
then.
has that worked? But when
It
has that
can
worked?
work.
Wait,
That's
wait.
why-
If
that's why
if that worked,
No,
KRS
no.
One would be the
Hold
number
on.
one rapper
Okay, first
of all time.
Okay, first
He's
of all.
not.
Okay, first of all, that was way in the 80s. When
No,
nobody-
KRS One put an album out 2 years ago.
But it's
Nobody
trash.
listens
Nobody
to
wants to
it.
hear
I'm
that.
saying, but nobody wants to
Okay,
hear
so
what
to your
the fuck
point,
he's saying.
so to your point,
Because he's like our grandpa
So
at this point.
Exactly. So that it
to
doesn't
your
work.
point, if we start, which hashtag Black Men Don't Cheat is the start. You have to start
There you go.
somewhere.
Speak about it. Talk
You have
about
to
it.
start somewhere. So if we start with that and we embrace
Quit hating.
that, Black Men Don't Cheat, even though it started out as a joke, then we could further look. You got 444. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got Black Men Don't Cheat.
Girl talk.
That's a start.
Girl talk. Girl speak on it.
And
You gotta put it out there before you can put it into fruition. Nobody's gonna follow anything that they don't see. So if they see the thing, and it's like Jay-Z and Beyonce, they're like, oh my God,
They see it and
they're
they
creating
see,
something.
and
Hold on,
they say
they're creating
relationship
something.
goals or bay goals and stuff
Right.
like that. But you still out here like fuck niggas and all this other type of shit.
Yeah.
Cause somebody cheated on you. So what?
But they're creating something that
Yeah.
even in Beyonce, what's that album called? What's that Beyonce called? With the yellow dress, when she had the yellow dress. With Lemonade and 444, right? Lemonade and 444 show both sides of the cheating scandal. They both talked about the whole shit.
Yes, they did.
They talked about the whole thing, and whatever it might have been a little added on, a little taken away, the whole shit. But it showed that you can grow and figure it out within the relationship. Communication, figuring it out,
You
the
know
whole
what?
thing.
I'm not even gonna say
It was
communication no more.
really,
You know what I'm gonna say?
it was really adult. It was just adult.
It was very mature the way they handled
Yes.
the situation. Comprehension is the key. Comprehension is the key
Damn, that's
to good
ooh.
communication.
Say it again.
Look at Lady Hicks.
Comprehension is
Say
the
it
key.
again. You gonna fix my life? You gonna be the? Hold on, excuse me. Talk about it again. Say it one more time.
Hello, comprehension is key.
Hello. What? Because it doesn't only take hearing it.
Like I
and
said,
you have to
all I
fucking
need
stand.
is understanding.
Girl, say it again. Say it again. Goddamn! I almost walked off the set.
You know what? That hashtag needs to be a command until it's a statement.
Come in.
Black men don't cheat, like telling black
Anymore.
men do not cheat
Yeah.
until it becomes a statement. Black
Yes.
men don't cheat.
Facts.
It needs to be a command until it's a statement.
Hello.
What?
Polyamory.
Boy, say what you said now. I say I want
Black
to
men
say.
won't cheat if they can have two girlfriends.
Hello?
We gonna go through a couple of terms before. Shut the fuck up.
Facts.
Y'all nerds. We gonna go through a couple of terms before I get to the question. So you know we're always inspired by Miss Pinkett and Gammy and Willow on Red Table Talk. Y'all done?
Yeah.
We're waiting on
Let me
you.
know if you're done. Okay, so poly means more. Amor means love. So that's polyamory, love, no secrets, no lies. You have throuple, 3 people in a relationship. Polyamory is multiple wives. Or did I get that
Or
right?
husbands.
No, polygamy.
No, polygamy.
Polygamy is multiple wives for one man. Swinging is just casual sex within your relationship. So we got a bonus.
Everybody
word.
fucking.
Polyfidelity. That means you're exclusive to the 3 people or more that you're in a relationship with. So if your partner was down, which one of these lifestyles would y'all join?
It's really hard because dealing with one woman is fucking ridiculous because y'all just ridiculous. And then dealing with like in a
We
relationship
just
wise,
ridiculous.
yes, y'all fucking ridiculous. I mean, this is just coming from a male. This is
It's
coming from
lack
a
of comprehension.
yeah.
Comprehension
This
is
is
key.
We don't comprehend y'all.
I don't comprehend y'all. Y'all don't comprehend me. And I just don't fucking
Y'all don't
understand.
comprehend me.
So
Not men, but me. Y'all don't comprehend me.
fuck, man. Me. So
would you do the polyamory, which is 3 or more, the polygamy, which is multiple wives, swinging, casual sex with your partner?
So the thing is, like, sexually, I wouldn't mind having 2 women, of course.
But mind you, none
It
of these
just-
lifestyles have anything to do with sex except for swinging.
I'm telling you the difference. Like, sexually, I wouldn't mind having 2 women consistently, but I couldn't deal with the emotional side of the thing. So, like, if I'm feeling one woman rather than the other at certain times, that makes a woman feel a certain type of way. It does. Because you're not, and so like all that shit, even in the sex. This is just talking about sex. I'm not talking about life. I'm not talking about nothing else.
None of it has to do with sex.
I'm not talking about
But
nothing
sure,
else.
let's talk
I'm
about
literally
sex.
just
Let's
talking about
talk
sex. I'm just talking about sex part. We'll get to the other part. But I'm talking about on the sex part. It's hard to deal like because that ends up bleeding into the other realm of things. Like, oh, you love her more than you love me. It's like, nah. But I might be feeling her more than I'm feeling you at this moment. So it's hard to deal with the whole shit. Like, I don't know how anybody balances the shit between emotions of women and dealing with the whole thing. I have no
Listen, I found that
clue.
out when I was gay. I cannot deal with
I don't know how they do it, but in the relationship wise,
definitely made
now
for
if you
me.
take away sex and you just do relationship wise, right?
So that's swinging.
No, he said take
That's
away
not
the sex.
no,
Oh, take away the sex.
Take away the sex, and it's just a relationship. So that's polygamy and all this shit, whatever.
Polyamory.
Polyamory, whatever fuck we fucking do.
Polyamory.
Whatever fuck we doing. Anyway, it's more than one of us. It's more than together. So if we're doing this shit and we got somebody on the outside, you got to deal with, if I'm dealing with a woman, I'm showing her more emotion, that's worse than having sex with that person. For a lot of women, if I'm dating that person, if I feel like I can kick it with her, and I can go bowling with her and have
couple
games with
that
her,
they had on
but I
made
can
a
only
good
fuck
point.
you, that's fucking
The
terrible
couple
to
that they
me.
had on had a good point. The girls, because I don't remember the question that they asked, but she said that she's okay with this because they was together first. They have a kid together,
Yeah.
and so she said that she's okay with it because he doesn't make her feel like she has anything to worry about, regardless of who's in the picture or not. So maybe
They
if
pimping.
you, but they're not. So maybe if
All right.
you, I don't know, like it's like men have this idea of what it's supposed to be.
And it fucks
And
everything
stick
up.
to that, and then
Yeah.
it don't even be that, and
Well,
then
that
they
goes-
just be like, "But I thought y'all wanted cherries, but I see y'all want pineapples." It's like, well, we
That's-
told you we wanted pineapples, and he's like, "Yeah, but I thought y'all wanted cherries, so I brought these anyway." Like, y'all got this idea what it's supposed to be, and then that's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's no. So like she's like, okay, well I'm good with this because he doesn't make me feel like my position isn't.
You have to have a
Isn't-
super level of not giving a fuck. It has to be.
No, but you
it's a
you
super
literally
level.
seriously have to be so in tune with your partner that no matter if another guy came in or another girl came in, you know that your spot is secured.
That's the level of not
Period.
giving a fuck. That's what I'm talking about. So you have so.
But that's how you treat somebody, and that's the chemistry that you get with them, and you make them feel that way.
So if we rocking this way, me and you, we rocking this
say
way.
it,
We got the third person, whoever it may be, right? I got to be comfortable with. Let's say it was a nigga, right? And I'm like, okay, she gonna be like this hard.
I don't think that'll
for
work
a
because
man.
it's too much masculinity.
But that's
and
what I'm saying.
men
It's
are
hard
natural-
competition-wise.
Men are natural competitors.
Yeah, so competition-wise, it's hard to understand that a man that you see, that you know who it is, penetrating your wife, or whoever you're dealing with, or somebody that you're dealing with on a regular basis. Like the penetration is a total different factor.
We
It
gonna
just
talk
changes
about that 'cause
the
we gotta talk
whole
about this threesome
emotion.
situation. But go ahead, LJ.
I want to say a couple things real
Say your thing.
It's not that we're naturally like that. It's a cultural and a societal thing. Our culture is like that. 'Cause there's some cultures where polygamy is normal, but it's not based off of feelings, and a lot of it is economic. And
that's when marriage started.
And the reason,
finances.
And the reason it works is because there's a set hierarchy, especially like when it comes to multiple wives and stuff like that.
Multiple wives, it was a king. We had to create a kingdom, so that's how it worked.
Even let's say within our own society, let's say, because my wife is here. Let's say we decided we wanted to do that. There has to be a set hierarchy where she knows it's me and her, and then this person.
The other girl,
Then the other thing would be they would have to have a stronger connection than her and I.
Facts.
Because then it would not work.
I have to trust you around my man.
No,
so to speak. But no,
that person needs to fulfill her.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I need to trust you, and especially if we have kids together. I need to trust you around. I need to know when I'm not around that everybody is taken care of the way they're supposed to be taken care of. You not gonna step out of this situation with us. And you cater to this. Exactly.
And then because that becomes her partner.
Yeah. And so then if there was another, if there was another person added, then let's say she's the highest and I'm under her, and then we add somebody else. So I have to make sure, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, it's the hierarchy. So I have to make sure this one is in line. Because she makes sure I'm in line, and then you make sure all of us is in line. Because so it has to be...
The moment you overstep your bounds and feel like you're the
fucked it all up.
Bitch, you gotta go. You got to go.
You fucked it all up.
You gotta go.
Because that's how our society is. If that was going to... Because
they
always want... That's my man.
Listen,
I'm gonna fuck this all
shit. Wrong with a ran.
All jealousy and possessiveness aside, it's a thing that could work in our society. But the problem is... Like earlier when we was talking about us all coming together.
Systematic oppression. Hey, look at it. Bring it back. It's always systematic oppression.
We're talking about the Chick-fil-A thing. And everybody wants to be the person. Yeah. It's like people don't play their position, and everybody wants to be that person.
Right.
And then that's where things conflict. It's not a sexual thing.
Yeah.
Now, when you talk the next thing, I'm gonna let you get on that. But that's a whole different ballgame. But when you talk about polyamory and polygamy, it's a hierarchy because it's really a family unit.
It's a whole different mindset. The people that really are really in tune with that shit, they live a whole different life.
They don't look at relationships the way we do.
No.
They don't go about their household.
They don't go about their house. They don't go about how they operate the way that we do. None of that shit.
They do it off of
There is no one-on-one nothing. Like we're trying to create
survival.
We're trying to create something to become something together that we can become something together more enormous.
Yes.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So how can we make this shit happen? And I understand that. If I have an 800, you have an 800, how many fucking properties can we get together and we gonna make this shit happen together? But we can't do that shit.
But we look at relationships from a purely emotional
in the sense
standpoint.
of what?
So that's why those type of relationships don't work in our society, because our society is conditioned to a relationship is emotional. Marriage is about we're in love, it's flowers.
It's not only that. We're fucked up. We're fucked up. We're fucked up in the sense that we can't even wait. We can't even wait. Let me say it. You can't say what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say it. We can't even figure out how to get shit together as a whole, as a fucking community. Let me finish. The Mexicans, the Asians, the whole shit. Let me finish it. Goddamn. The Asians, the Mexicans, the whole shit. They can live with each other for years.
That's what I was about to say.
So
motherfuckers don't even want to roommate with each other. You don't even want to have 5,000 people in the house. Because motherfuckers be like, I need my own room and I need my own
bed. Just so I can say I have my own.
Yes.
It's not even economically feasible. We struggle to have our own.
Yes.
Just to say we
I want to have my own. I can't help it.
And I don't like when people
because that's the way we're
I can't fucking sit there and listen to people. I can't sit there and watch people do what the fuck they do. I can't do shit. I get fucking frustrated with the people that are closest to me, and it's just fucking systematically impressed in me that I can't fucking do anything else. It's irritating as shit. We should be able to, I should be able to, my grandma, my mother, my father,
Everybody
my
in the
kids,
same house.
my nieces, my nephews, my sister, everybody in the same fucking house so that we can flourish and have more fucking property together. But we can't do it because all of us can't function with each other.
And then you know what we do? We sit there and we laugh at the Hispanics and laugh at them like, oh, it's so many y'all. I ain't laughing at shit no more. It's so many y'all in the car, so many y'all in the house. But they are leading in the society more than us.
And they're
going from
let
me tell you,
to their tire
let me tell you,
to their other business,
come on,
to this business, to that
come
business.
on, they're working for themselves.
Let me tell you,
fuck out of here.
Let me tell you how you know motherfuckers got money, right? When you go travel or when you go to an amusement park, you used to see all white people, right? When you go to Six Flags or Knott's or whatever, you're going to see all Mexicans. That's how you know motherfuckers got money. Because those are the places that people own. That's only, what am I about to say? Not travelers. I don't want to call them travelers.
Tourists.
That's all touristy shit, right? But in California, like Knott's and Magic Mountain is like our regular go-to.
But if you had
when you go to, last time I went to Six Flags, I go to Six Flags every June. Went to Six Flags last June. I'm like, fucking Mexicans here. Usually you see all white people trying to spot out the little blacks. See, oh, is he cute? Ooh, whatever. But it was all Hispanic. I said they are leading in economics because they get into the money. They get into the money.
We are so programmed to say 18 and out. We're so fucked.
I stayed in the house till I was 24.
But check this out. But you might have been an exception to the rule. The rule is 18, get the fuck out. That's the rule.
That's terrible because you don't teach your kid about credit.
But we don't learn about nothing.
Checking account.
And you don't learn nothing about that because your parents been using your credit. Your parents been using your social security number the entire fucking time to keep shit afloat. You know what I'm saying? Just to keep you good.
But because we're not taught the right way to do things, our parents weren't taught that.
Now we know.
I saw, what was I watching? I saw Gilbert Arenas talking about, was it Gilbert Arenas? It might not have been Gilbert Arenas, but he was talking about Cal Corver. He said that they was all talking about how they got to take care of their mom, their dad, whoever it was, and the thing is like, I got. He's like, you pay your mother's bills? The fuck? The fuck you mean you pay your mom's bills? What? She's supposed to pay her own bills. He was utterly fucking confused. Like, why are you paying for these people's houses? Your parents are supposed to already have that shit, but he didn't get it. He didn't get that. We didn't come from what you came from.
Right.
Yeah. Your parents already had a house. You got to build off of what the fuck you was doing. You know what I mean?
Our parents were working two jobs to pay the bills, to keep a roof over our head and a light.
And pay for fucking AAU. You know what I mean? Like, so he doesn't get that. So it's a dynamic where we're not going to understand because they can't help it. They can't even help it that they're 10 steps ahead of us.
So to circle it back to the topic, us as a people can't do polygamy because we don't even have the regular shit figured out yet.
Facts.
You have to have a foundation
Facts.
to be able to do something like that.
And that's what I always say because a lot of people try to make it seem like it's about sex, and it's like, no.
It's not a sex thing.
It's polygamy and polyamory. Okay, polyamory is relationships. Polygamy is marriage with the wife and have multiple wives. A lot of people are, ooh, I'm about that. I want to have multiple wives. But you don't understand that one man takes care of all those women financially. And all of those women have 2, 3 children. That man also takes care of. I used to date an Egyptian guy. And
was he?
Inside joke. But
I don't know, it's not a joke.
Insider.
No.
But he told me he was a rich motherfucker, whatever. He had a wife and he had children. He offered me a home if I was to have his child, and I declined. Cause like you said, our people ain't ready for that. Bitches want to be the main bitch and all that. But he told me something that I will never forget. He told me, he who holds the gold makes the rules. So if you haven't, he also said a man can have as many women as he can afford. So if you're going to be in a polygamous lifestyle and you're going to have multiple wives and children and all this, you have to be able to afford all of that. And with being able to afford your household, which means you have to satisfy every single person in there. It has nothing to do with you as a man and I don't want to do this and I don't want to do that. A happy wife is a happy life. And if you got 5 wives, you got to make all them motherfuckers happy.
So we're talking about...
And y'all motherfuckers retarded. That's crazy.
So we talked about comprehension. We have enough problems comprehending one personality type. Imagine having to comprehend 2 or 3 and satisfy them emotionally, spiritually, sexually, financially.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Why the fuck would I imagine that? I don't want to do that with my brain. Like, why the fuck would I do that?
Exactly.
This is why I have
But see, that's why men don't think about
I'm not
what
thinking
it
about
really
that shit.
means to have multiple wives when they sit up there and be like, oh yeah, I'll do a polygamous relationship. I'll have a bunch of women. Yeah, but you can't even handle the one you got.
I can't deal with being single and dealing with multiple women. I can't deal with it because y'all emotions are fucking everywhere. And then when y'all like somebody, y'all go into it. Like nigga, make a decision. Nigga, what the fuck are you doing?
I think it's like that because
I can't do it.
I think it's like that because we have been oppressed to the point that
Oppressed.
yeah, we have been oppressed. Black women have been oppressed to the point where our bodies aren't good enough, our hair isn't good enough, our skin color isn't good enough, and then you have our men that will not only go down the street to Miss Renee, but you also fucking with Becky and Maria and whoever else, you know what I'm saying? And they look
Becky with the good hair?
With the good hair. And then they look like us. And then you got them that's going to get surgery to get ass like us, lips like us, your lace front is like ours, you get into the cornrows and all this other type of shit. So we like ourselves and other persons and all these other cultures are impersonating us, and then our black man is going for those women and shitting on us.
Okay.
So it's like once you get a man,
we about to go into a fucking...
Hold on, but wait. Once you get a man, I understand that's my man, I'm number one mindset, because I already worked so hard to get this motherfucker. I gotta battle everybody in the streets to keep him, not only other women, but is he gonna get shot? Is he gonna get robbed? Is he gonna go to jail? Is the police gonna kill this man? Like, we gotta go through all that to keep our man, and then we gotta fight with a Kardashian.
Wow.
And the Kardashian, the what's her name? Khloe had the audacity to say, why the fuck do they think they could just keep fucking our men? First of all, you're fucking our men. That's number one.
She Armenian.
I
don't know if she's black or not.
She not white, but she still.
So let me say this. I'm a father of 3 young black women. You're a father of 2 young black women. 2. Right?
Yes, sir.
It boils, like we've said this multiple times throughout the show, but it's what's made cool. Like if we change the culture and the narrative, like black women, it's okay to, like, you got a little booty, we still love you.
Hashtag little booties matter.
Your hair is more curly and kinky, we still love it. Your eyelashes aren't super long, we still love it. You got thinner lips, we still love it. We love everything. You're dark, you're light skinned, you're in between, we love it. If we embrace that, the audience, not the ones on top, but the audience, because the reason the Kardashians are anything is because people feed into it. Yeah. If nobody watched it and nobody cared, they would be irrelevant.
And they all have black men.
If we change what our attention is on and what we value and what we champion, it changes the whole culture. If my kids understand, you know what? Like I have my 2 little ones, 15 months apart. One of them has long, wavy hair. The other one has shorter, curly.
Oh, you sound like me and my babies. Both my babies. Same thing.
She's like, I want my hair long like mine. Your hair is beautiful. Look at your curls. You got the nice, and then her hair is lighter than hers. It's like, embrace that.
Yeah.
Instead of we're taught, you gotta have the long Brazilian,
good hair.
Number 1, number 2,
good hair,
and Yeah,
We already fucked up.
Good
We already
career.
fucked up. We fucked up with the paper bag. We say to that shit. We stick to that. The paper bag method off top. And then off top of that,
Please explain for people who don't
the
know.
paper bag method was the if you're lighter than the paper bag, then you're white. If you're darker than the paper bag, then you're black. And
Absolutely.
all of us are black because we were treated the same way. On top of that,
House nigga, field
on
nigga,
top of that,
still
like
nigga.
just the same thing that he was just saying about my daughters. One has kinky hair, one has damn near fine hair. I try to make sure they both feel like their hair is beautiful. I let my daughter know, my youngest daughter with the kinky hair, like her shit is nappy. But
Like yours.
my hair is not nappy. my hair is like my youngest daughter's. It's not nappy, but it's my oldest daughter. It's like her mom's. Her mom's is nappy as shit. But then you gotta know that hair is what they're fighting for.
Yes.
Because it's so strong.
Yes.
It's strong and it's beautiful. You can do anything to it. You can flatten that shit out. You can put anything in it and it'll come right back to what it was. And you can do update. So I try to let my daughter know that you can flatten your shit out. You can press that shit. You can make it straight as shit you want to.
can wet it.
But guess what?
You can do all
It's
that.
come right back to what it was. And they can't do that. That shit'll fall out.
But you know what? As a man, if you tell your daughter as a man, because as she grows up, a lot of the things she's gonna do is to impress a man or on behalf of a man.
Facts.
As a man, as the first man that matters in her life, if you tell her when her hair is kinky or curly that you love how that looks more so than the other, she's gonna love how she naturally looks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But,
And that's a big thing for me. That's a big thing for me,
There's power
man.
in words. I was on Facebook browsing through, and I seen somebody comment on a picture and say, "Oh, you got dreads now?" And the person whose picture it was says, "The correct term is locks. There is nothing dreadful about them."
Oh yeah, I said
Yes.
that.
I've seen a lot of people say that.
Yeah, I said that. That was my quote.
I've seen a lot of people say that though.
I had locks for 5 years. And defended it every time somebody said that because there's power in words. Like semantics are very important. The way we name things and the way we refer to things and the tone of voice we say it in, like
Everything.
ooh, her hair.
All
you
you
said was
matters.
ooh, her hair, but the way you said
Let's
it
talk
said
about let's talk about semantics.
I remember being
Right.
in where my daughters were, my ex-wife and her family, and the way that they referred to certain things. And I used to be like sick.
Yeah.
Just the way that they referred to
that's
some
not
things, and
what
I know that they didn't mean it, but I knew that they were just telling, "Ooh, girl, you need to straighten out your hair. Ooh, girl, you need to comb your hair." I'd be like, "Come on, like that shit is crazy to me."
But I think it's amazing that y'all are raising black queens to be confident in themselves and to embrace that they naturally curly, kinky hair, because my hair is very fine. I'm sure people have seen my hair on this podcast before. And yes, I have locks now. They are faux locks, not dreadlocks. There's nothing dreadful about locks. That's a Caucasian term that was brought, from our people, about our people who had locks. They're not dreadful. It's very much positive energy that they carry in them, and they take that very personal. They don't let just anybody touch them or wash them or do them because it's energy
It'd be real
in your hair, and that
they're your antenna. Like I was
Yeah.
I had locks for 5 years, and it was spiritual and cultural for me. And I cut them because it was time to cut them. Like I didn't cut. It wasn't a fashion thing to me. Like I turned down very good jobs that they offered me something, but said I would need to cut my hair.
So
I
now
respectfully declined.
the
No, I can't
first
say-
state
I can't
that
say.
passed
Go
that
ahead.
now, which I don't want to say it's sad, but we're moving forward. California just passed a bill to where there is no hair discrimination anymore. And I used to work at a McDonald's, my first job out of high school, and a black lady was the manager, and she told us we couldn't have braids. I definitely got my hair braided. I definitely put cornrows in my hair. I definitely put box braids in my hair. So, bitch, that's discrimination. You can't tell me how I can and cannot wear my hair.
I'm not gonna go
But
serious.
California
I'm
just
not gonna go
passed it
so
to where
serious
it's
with it.
against the law to not hire anybody because of the way their hair is, which falls in line with
Uniform, the whole thing.
no the shit to get people in college. affirmative
Oh,
action.
okay.
What falls under affirmative action, which they did get rid of, but still, like, we shouldn't have to have affirmative action or not have our hair a certain type of way to get, because our shit, like you said, our shit, like you said about your daughter's hair, our shit is powerful.
Facts.
And it's intimidating. And you can see us coming, and then you feel some type of way, because you ain't as cool as us.
And like I said about my daughters, that is so powerful. It's so powerful that you can do anything with it. Everything that everybody wants to do with it, you can do that with your hair. And your hair is so strong that it could come back to what it was. But the thing is that
These hurt.
that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I
But
just did them like 3 days ago. This shirt.
being a black woman, being black, being a black man, it's just everything that we do is not culturally accepted. So even from the European suit is not ours. That's not how we dress. That's not how we present ourselves. That's not how we present ourselves.
So why did they call it a monkey suit?
Because
you're being a monkey, being a coon,
you're being
to impress NASA.
Well, you're following in line.
That makes
The monkey suit. I don't think that necessarily has to do with culture or
it's when you got
or race. It's just like when you have to do the song and dance. So, but it ends up following in line with what we had to do. So that's why it became something that had to do with us, because it's something that we had to do. We had to learn that language. We had to learn how to operate within the societal content of everybody else. We had to figure out how to do everything else. So we had to know how to operate within everything in order to survive in what we're
But to
presented
speak
in.
to what you said about us and how they want to stop us from doing this and stop us from doing that, but they don't want us to do us, but they want to do us.
Yeah.
And then they make us feel bad about having cornrows, having locks, or wearing this or wearing that, and running our business the way we run it, and all
But
this
it
other
looks
type of
better
shit.
on them.
It doesn't though.
But it does.
You look like a copycat.
But it does.
It doesn't.
They put on it. Yeah, if that same
So-
person that had a hoodie on was Caucasian, and that was a black person, that person's going down for murder. Zimmerman is going down for fucking murder. Period. We can all be in hoodies. If that white man is in a hoodie, he looks totally different than us.
He looked like a fucking idiot. So that's it for Unapologetic Jae. Also, one more last shout out to DJ Mustard for getting a day in LA.
Hey
You know
yo,
what I'm saying?
I ain't heard the album yet, but I know it's gonna be dope because all your albums have been dope.
Yes,
so
his
far.
album out.
And
It's
always
out
put
right
my
now.
niggas on. Shout out.
Mustard on a beat, ho.
Shout out to-
Unapologetic Jae. Follow us on Instagram, Unapologetic Jae.
Shout out to his name,
a J, not a G, motherfuckers.
Shout out to his name, King, HISNAME
He shouted out himself.
KEEME. That nigga a real nigga. Follow that nigga.
You need to cut it.
Yeah.